Yes, I'm Nancy Stack. I was born in Tucson, Arizona, but I spent most of my growing up years in Wyoming. I went to school up in Jacksonville to a private college up there when I was right out of high school, and I secured a job down here after I graduated from college, and after 2 or 3 years being at another school, I came to King's. So I've been here pretty much since I got out of college. I have 3 kids. I have 2 sons and a daughter. Both all came to school here and graduated from here. One of the things that I would say about King's is when I first started here, it was very strict and very regimented. And that was okay with me because it was in the 80s and it worked in the 80s. But as time went on, and maybe it's because I became a mother as well, I started to see that maybe that wasn't necessarily what would be best for a student overall. Although we're still a very structured school, hands down we are, it's very disciplined. I think that we made a turn, which I thought was huge, to be more relational with our students, to try to talk with them about their behavior instead of just throwing a consequence at them, which I appreciated because I never really wanted to do the tally thing. I did it because I was told to do it, but I think overall it's better this way. I think that that's what God expects out of people, is to be a relational person with others, and I think as teachers we need to do that as well. And if you look at our history, or one of the things that kids like about this place is the relationship with their teachers, for the most part. It should be that. It should be, this teacher taught me this, and I also have a decent relationship with them as well. Not a perfect relationship, but a decent one. So I've really appreciated that aspect of King's movement to change. I am the English department chair, and also I teach all the 11th grade in AP, honors, and regular. I predominantly taught 9th grade English, and also I had 2 sections of 8th grade as well. Speech and debate are my favorite, hands down. I wish I could do that all day. I love English, but English, there's a lot of grading. Speech and debate, easy, and I love it, and it's fun, and the kids are engaged from the time you come in to the time you leave. So it's much easier to do those 2. But they give me English because, hey, not very many people can do English. So anyway, I do have a little bit of theater background, not from college, but just I was always in plays when I was in high school, and my minor degree is in speech. And so I felt like I could handle it, and I had done a lot of things at church, so that is how I ended up with that job. When we did the Beverly Hillbillies, it was fun to cast that because you have to get the right kind of Jethro and Ellie Mae, and we happened to have that year 2 people that fit that role very, very well. And so it really was a fun show from beginning to end, so everybody that came loved it. The reason I chose that one was because King's at that time was kind of the stuffy school that did all the stuff that was kind of up there. And, this is after I had directed a few plays, and I said, let's just break the norm here and let's do something fun. And I have to say, of all the plays I've directed, that one, when you turned on the music at the beginning of the show, the whole audience was engaged. And we had a lot of fun with that show. They're hands down probably not going to win any awards today at our school, but it was a fun show to do, for sure. And we used to set up for our plays and tear them down on Thursday nights so that they could have the play in the have the cafeteria open by Friday, and then we'd tear it all down after lunch on Friday and set it all up for Friday night and Saturday night. So it was a massive job. I got sick right after the play, and I was in the hospital on a ventilator within like 3 days after doing the play, and they had to put me into a coma, and I was in the coma for 6 months and in the hospital for 6 months, and really it came out of nowhere. It really was something that God used. God not only used it in my life, but he also used it in the school's life because students were praying around the clock, so I'm told. And, you know, really, King's Academy, one of the reasons I think I'm still here today is because of that experience. King's Academy, financially, the parents and the students stepped up to the plate and took care of my family for 6 months with meals, with money, you name it, they were there. And it's an incredible story because it really moved them to faith, but it also created such a deeper faith for me personally. And King's Academy had a lot to do with coming alongside of a family and helping them during a very, very difficult time. So I look at that time as kind of a sad time, but also what a way to demonstrate God's love. And just on a side note, when I came back to visit in May, they asked me if I would stop back. They threw a pep rally for me with cheerleaders, the band. The entire school came with balloons and everything. It was so overwhelming and so thoughtful. And I haven't seen it since. So I guess we haven't had too many coma stories since then. But it really was a very difficult time in my life, but also a very much a growing time as well. So